Yes, guys, so we have finally made it. We are finally back again for another reaction on this here BrBpTV YouTube platform. I actually dropped a previous one on the Mr. Lex reaction, guys. You can definitely check that out. That link will be in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. And of course, welcome to each and every one of you guys. Of course, we're transitioning out of that vibrations of reactions, not doing as much as before, but of course, that vibrations will definitely continue on this channel, but mainly on the Mr. Lex reaction channel, guys. So definitely tune into both channels in that regard right there and then. Anyways, guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and of course smash that thumbs up button, that like button. I would appreciate that 150% and then some. Brothers and sisters, don't forget to check out the previous one I did earlier on today. And of course, with that said, guys, let us get into the vibrations for today. Of course, we're seeing quite a number of names, brothers and sisters. And all we're saying is doctor this and doctor that there and doctor so forth and doctor all over. Okay, right, brothers and sisters, plenty doctors. All right, the hospital medical director apparently is the one who sent this information to Dr. this person, Dr. Adrian, Dr. Theodore, and the name continues, brothers and sisters. So there are quite a bit of names right there. Quite Korak, Giovanni. So a number of them, Bianca. So there are quite a number of doctors, brothers and sisters, which begs the question: when you go to the hospital, why isn't there the feel that there's actually doctors there? I don't know. There's just, for some reason, I don't know. Sometimes when you go to the hospital, you're asking where the doctors is, where the doctor is. They themselves don't know. Maybe there's various different departments that these doctors are in of their own specific fields right there. But sometimes when you go to the hospital, you're asking where the doctor not there, or the doctor's on vacation, or the doctor coming another time, and it's like there's only one doctor. I don't know if it's just me, brothers and sisters. It's been a while since I've been to the hospital though, but that's from my experience that I've noticed. And other people have also shared that sentiment with me as well. Anyways, there's a letter going out to many doctors, brothers and sisters. And of course, it is on the basis of temporary cancellation of elective surgical lists right there. Surgical lists, interesting. This doctor is basically, well, we doctor that Dr. Ruby Blanc pretty much is the doctor that sent this out. The signature right there, but of course it reads, I regret to inform you, or inform whoever is attached to the letter, the individuals who received the letter, I regret to inform these guys that due to significantly diminishing supplies, significant means there's a lot, brothers and sisters, a significant amount of diminishing supplies of pethidine, I hope I pronounced that properly, as well as spinal needles, elective surgical lists will have to be temporarily suspended effective today, January 15th, Monday, 2024, right there. Some minor cases and cases involving the lower limb may be able to be accommodated. Okay. So there is hope, brothers and sisters. There is a hope of some sort of accommodation for the lower limb region. Of course, any elective cases being requested must therefore be discussed prior to submitting names with this individual right there, OIC anesthesia. When they inject you and you go to sleep, brothers and sisters, all right, you will be informed as soon as this situation has been what? Rectified. You will be informed when this situation is rectified. Brothers and sisters, when I read in this stuff, I'm thinking to myself, but isn't there somebody involved in the stock, the stocking of supplies to ensure that things are running, Maybe it just could be me, but I think hospital is a business, not true? Especially when they tell you have to be paying money for staying there, Brothers and sisters, and when you come to do things, oops, something's missing. Well, at least this is a step up in the right, well, not necessarily right direction, but a step up, brothers and sisters. Remember when the hospital was complaining that there's no paracetamol? So I think this is a step up. Maybe there's paracetamol now in the hospital, but apparently we buy the paracetamol and forget to buy these other things right there. What is definitely needed for minor surgery. Anyways, there's an individual who made a clarification of sorts. And this is the individual right there.
Greetings to all.
Greetings.
I would like to bring to your attention an important issue related to a letter circulating on social media.
That is the letter that we have. All right.
This letter discusses the temporary suspension of elective surgeries citing low supplies of spinal needles and pethidine as the reason
So I was correct, pethidine, all right.
behind it. Today, I aim to discuss the implications of this incident and the steps that must be taken to resolve the situation.
Oh, okay.
I must express my deep concern that a decision of this magnitude directly impacting patient care was made without proper consultation and approvals.
Obviously. Hold on, we'll get back to that.
Surgeries, citing low supplies of spinal needles and pethidine as the reason behind it. Today, I aim to discuss the implications of this incident and the steps that must be taken to resolve the situation.
Well, I think the best steps that need to be taken is that they actually have to restock the supplies so that it doesn't run out. Call me crazy, but you know, that's what I think.
I must express my deep concern that a decision of this magnitude directly impacting patient care was made without proper consultation and approvals.
All right.
In the Dominica Hospitals Authority Act of 2021, the board's primary function is to coordinate the administration and operation of the authority. Notwithstanding, it's the board's responsibility to make recommendations to the minister on the development of the authority and the services provided at designated health facilities.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, brothers and sisters. Well, you cannot correct me because I was actually there. When the nurses and the doctors were protesting in Roseau saying, hey guys, we do not have adequate supply of certain things that we need to run a proper healthcare facilities. Remember when the nurses and the doctors were in Roseau in their uniform, brothers and sisters, saying, hey guys, we need help. So maybe that has fallen on deaf ears and you expect them to do the same thing that doesn't work. Yeah. There's always procedures to do things, right? But when there's procedures to do things and you're following procedures and it's not being done to the point where you have to then go and protest on road so that people will know what's going on, and then most likely nothing has happened, what do you expect to happen? The people go back to the same routine over and over? This is why I told individuals out there, a number of persons tend to be pointing on the opposition and saying the opposition is weak. No, the opposition is not weak. But when people are constantly seeing things happening to them and the opposition keeps calling individuals to come, hey guys, we need to stand up for our rights and protest out there. People come in, nothing is happening. And then the same situation of another different magnitude has happened again where they call in for people to come and protest. Nothing is happening, brothers and sisters. Obviously, the people will get fed up. Don't you think so? Because you're coming out there to protest, nothing happening. The thing is, the people they're feeling beaten. So much less for the nurses and doctors who have been saying, hey guys, we need stuff. We need proper equipment. We need stuff to run a proper healthcare. Mesabi is a hospital. We have a nice looking building. Infrastructure, brothers and sisters. But the service leaves so much to be desired. Let's continue.
It is therefore alarming to witness such a crucial decision being made without following the established guidelines of the Act. The lack of communication regarding the shortage of essential medical supplies also highlights an oversight in stock management of essential supplies.
That's an interesting point that he made there. Because my point, when he was saying it, I was thinking, wait a while, what if they were telling you and you just ignored them? You know, kind of like what I just mentioned a while ago, people saying, hey, we need stuff, and then to the point where people have to go on the street, there's nurses and doctors have to go on the street and protest and say, hey guys, we need stuff in the hospital that is not there. So when you look at our proper procedures and this kind of things, it's interesting. But another thing is, so the people, well then again, this is nothing uncommon in Dominica. We have people in positions who are supposed to be doing their jobs. They are not doing their jobs, yet still they're still making a salary. They're still garnishing a salary, brothers and sisters. So what is the point? Hey, all you not checking me, I don't have to do nothing. I probably on the government side, so they can't fire me or nothing like that. I just have to stay there and just do nothing. You know, like some parliamentarians, they just have to just stay there, do absolutely nothing, let the people complain, and the people still go back and vote for them, which is very interesting right there, when they're complaining and constantly complaining. Humans have a problem. But on the basis of that, the individual who's in charge of stocks or stocking not stocks, but restocking the supplies. Didn't know that needles were needed. Didn't know another number of things were needed. Furthermore, didn't the individual do their inventory check to then say, oh, somebody has to communicate to them what's going on? When I was working with brothers and sisters, the inventory people used to come by and ask us what is missing, you know. If the supply ran out very quickly, then we go to them, the supply chain. But the supply chain used to come and restock and so forth and so forth. Dominica.
Furthermore, the absence of documented decisions, alerts, or recommendations leading up to this situation is particularly concerning.
Interesting stuff. The absence of documents, I would say, hey guys, we requested this stuff. Hey guys, we requested this stuff. This was nothing. That is, I think that is an important point right there. But it still goes back to the point I was making before. If you're constantly asking people, hey, we need supplies, and you're not getting supplies, going through the proper procedures doesn't make a difference, you know. Especially if the previous stuff was not supplied, or you just seem like they're only just doing whatever you want. Well, if it's whatever you want, then the individual in charge of the supply or supplying or restocking needs to be the one who needs to be on his P's and Q's. His or her P's and Q's. The doctors, them, they have to come and say this. You supposed to be doing your stuff. The doctors are supposed to be focused on the patients. Yes, I get the point where, hey, guys, if things going on faster, just like I reiterated before, if things going on faster, then a request need to be made known. But the mere fact that you're saying that there was no documentation, it could be that the people are fed up of sending you stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, you know. At least there should have been some documentation that say, hey, we requested this stuff. Yes, that needs to be done, regardless of whether things making the... you can say, you can show proof. That's one of the things that I learned in Ross. You can say all what you want, but was there any document? Was there any email stating this? Was there any stuff, you know, to at least cover your backside? Yes, I sent this email. Oh, this is what I sent it out. Bap. Maybe the person didn't get it. Go to the outbox or whatever. But at least, you know, you send the email. You send this document. So that's what this individual saying makes sense. So, anyways, let's continue.
I would have met with hospital management twice in the last 8 days. This is on January 5th with the Honorable Prime Minister and on January 8th. Not once did this matter come up.
Interesting. I wonder why though. I wonder why. He's saying that not once did this matter come up. However, I know Dominica has a communication problem. And it stems from the very head. Hey, Scaro, where you going? What is the MOU saying? It starts from the head, brothers and sisters, and it trickles down. So when it comes down to communication, sometimes there's a break in communication. Especially when people have been doing certain things and it's been falling on deaf ears. So I understand on both sides how things are right there. When it comes down to the government and the government doing things, we understand the government has a laissez-faire attitude when it comes down to this kind of things. It's very clear. This is a culture in Dominica when it comes down to the hospital needing stuff and it don't have. So that is a culture in Dominica.
So it is...
Who is to blame is the key. That is the question right there. Who is to blame?
Deeply concerning that I would find out about this on social media. As a country, we must be careful about how we address matters and seek to solve problems. I have given a mandate for the implementation of the electronic logistic management system to be operational by February 16th.
Oh, so that probably they were waiting for that thing, that system there, sir. Why now? Why wasn't it operational already? Only build hospital, brand new nice building. The services suck in the hospital that you guys built. And you mean to tell me not even that all you had up already? How long the hospital was functioning? That still has not been implemented yet. While the hospital was building, why didn't you guys put these things in the pipeline? Still not happened yet, we? Hospital probably built for almost 2 years now or something of that sort. Or maybe you're trying to do probably trying to solve the problem now by saying, hey guys, okay, we realize that there's a problem there. We need to put this stuff in. And maybe now you're doing this. Because you can't tell me hospital built for donkey years. How much stages of hospital? We probably have how much stage? of hospital. First time I hear that. Stages, brothers and sisters. And you mean to tell me the restocking system that you're talking about there is not done? Well, you is to blame. It's clear that you are the one to blame for this. Don't get me wrong, you know, there must have been an olden way of doing certain things. But if that is the system that you needed to implement so that things can be, you know, up and running and it has not been done up to now, you are to blame.
And the responsible agencies within the ministry will be held accountable. I would like to emphasize recent incidents where drugs were required to treat a particularly rare case.
My brother, that is a culture. You know, drugs in Dominica, they disappear in. They disappear in. When I mean disappear in, there's hardly any boy. Like I mentioned before, we were complaining about paracetamol not in the hospital. Paracetamol, thing to numb your nerves when you have headache. Doesn't solve the problem, you know. To numb your nerves so that you don't feel the pressure.
We were able to obtain the drugs through special arrangements with neighboring islands and expedited shipment arrangements provided by the regional security system.
That's nice, but it should have been on island already. The person in charge of stock, whoever the person is, need to be fired. Either the person in charge of restocking need to be fired or you need to be fired. It's clear. I mean, when a business flop, brothers and sisters, they tend to hold the individuals responsible for the business flopping. But they also blame the main person for not holding the individuals accountable. This is why when we point out, we're pointing straight to Scarrett. We're not pointing to you, no. We're pointing straight to Scarrett. Because she should be the overseer of these kind of things and say, hey, but wait a while. Where's the report now? What's going on? Getting that everything is needed and done so that you can pass it on to the financial minister. Hey, we need stocks of these things. Resupply, boom, bang. Only waiting last minute. That's a culture in Dominica to wait last minute for everything. It's not line. In every sector in Dominica, there is a last minute vibes. Even when an accident happening, brothers and sisters, man still don't solve any problem. Or what caused the problem? Rocks falling, you know. Boy. That's all. Let me continue.
RSS. In another incident in the past month, we have had to solicit facilitation again from RSS to collect samples for testing at Carrefour Laboratories due to the urgency and sensitivity of a matter being investigated.
But sir, I don't know if you noticed something. Let me let that continue for a little bit. There's something I picked up here.
These instances underscore the importance of proper oversight and communication in addressing critical matters within the health system.
So why wasn't that done? Why you guys waited for last minute to do things? Huh? Where I come from on that, brothers and sisters, if we down to 5 vials, you lucky we? Hey, if you down to 5 vials, brothers and sisters, this will make with the simulation department, hospital stuff and whatnot. If you down to 5 vials, that will never happen, brothers and sisters, because we will always restocking. And at the end of the semester, brothers and sisters, we always had our inventories and things, or what exactly we need. Even though supply used to come in and supply their thing, we always used to have our stuff ready to go. So when students leave, when they come back, we good. We already know how much we needed at this point in time with a little extra and so forth and so forth. But in a real hospital, Mazami, all you can't do that. You mentioning all these kind of problems there, hey, this month and last month and the month before, and people protesting, saying all kind of thing. Has happened long time before. And if you are the minister or whoever in charge of healthcare, and this is still continuing today, you are at fault. If you need to get people fired because they're not doing their jobs, then fire them. If that is not the case, it'll continue. And when it continues, you come in there and say they're putting out information like this should not happen. When you are the ones, or whoever you are, it seems like you are the one in charge of this system. And therefore, if you are in charge of the system and it has been constantly failing, you are at fault. Don't come and blame nobody else. Some of all you just sit down there not doing nothing. Lazy like what? Incompetent like what? And when problem reach now, all you come and oh, with this and that, we need to solve this. Stop your naughty ways.
Furthermore, the accuracy and sensitivity of a matter being investigated. These instances underscore the importance of proper oversight and communication in addressing critical matters within the health system. The ministry and cabinet are ready to provide support in facilitating
they ready?
Such arrangements when necessary. Given the gravity of this situation, I urgently request that the board, the CEO, and the hospital medical director convene a meeting to address the following issues.
As they should. Well, they say better late than never. Not true? Hopefully in the future that will not happen. But Dominica has a culture. It's hard to break a culture. I am sure in the near future. I said here first. It's not like I psychic, brothers and sisters. You can just see the trends. I am sure that's going to happen again. It might not be that particular one, but something else is going to need restocking, brothers and sisters. That is not here. But in Dominica, that is how it rolls. They set all lazy people in positions, just drawing a salary. That is all. This is one of the reasons why I believe that people should make people that in position should. Boy, if I ever become prime minister of a country, brothers and sisters, the first thing I do when I say I taking out all your salaries, and the only way you're getting paid is when you do something. You not just sit down there and say you join salary. What? Gasa, boy. Man go vex with me like they vex with the partner and send kids and you have to call election again.
1. Unauthorized issuance of the letter. We need to investigate and address the circumvention of proper approval protocols in the issuance of the letter related to hospitals.
So that has not happened yet because the problem is persisting. You see what I'm talking about? Now, when people want to come and say, oh, Mr. Alex, is this a simple logic? Simple logic. I understand business very well. I understand business very, very well. Two things I understand extremely well, brothers and sisters, is money and business. You see these two things? That is where I strong. Ask about me.
Services. 2. Lack of communication and oversight. We must examine the failure in communication and oversight regarding the stock management of essential medical supplies.
That, and you are at fault for that, sir. Why didn't you go out and say, hey guys, do we need anything? You yourself need to be writing emails so you can have it on record saying, hey, I requested this. Hey guys, what is going on? You're waiting for somebody to come and tell you something for you to go and say, oh, let's take action. That is the same thing I'm talking about. The laissez-faire attitude. The laissez-faire attitude. And don't get me wrong, you know, I understand that whatever old procedures they were using need to have been done. But maybe themselves get fed up like the people of Dominica one day. Hey, what protesting? What protesting doing now? It's showing coming and doing now.
3. Documentations of decisions. It is essential to establish a documented progression of decisions, alerts, and recommendations related to stock shortages and critical issues.
I agree with you. But like I said before, it could have been a culture where they have been asking for stuff and not getting it, so they fed up. So hey, might as well not just stop asking and just put out notice and say, hey guys, we don't have supplies. That is probably what has happened. Because they're fed up of asking, and you cannot tell me they're not fed up of asking. I go also twice to film nurses on road complaining about they don't have supplies in the hospital. How much documentation coming out and saying it's a culture? It needs to cease. Building brand new hospital and saying we are the state of the art looking brand new hospital that can be compared to the rest of the of first world countries. I have no idea which first world countries you're talking about, but I know it's nothing like no first world countries. So when you come in and say things, you need to be assured that you have your back covered. You as whatever person that come in and talk there and say you need to have meeting and this, you fall short. You fall short too. All of all you fall short. But it's the culture. It still boils back to the culture.
4. Patient confidentiality. We need to foster a culture of confidentiality, as patient confidentiality is sacrosanct.
That is the issue. To me, that not nothing nowhere in the letter, no. Maybe that's something that they probably have to discuss. So hey,
I have therefore requested feedback from the board within 2 days, in which time they will launch an investigation. This timeline allows for prompt resolution and effective communication to address these pressing issues. With a clear distinction, our system allows the doctors the privilege of conducting private surgeries within the hospital setting. However, under certain circumstances, it becomes necessary to temporarily suspend these private operations to meet the demands of performing critical and elective surgeries within the public hospital system.
What?
It becomes necessary to temporarily suspend these private operations to meet the demands of performing critical and elective surgeries within the public hospital system.
Or maybe you're saying, okay, they perform surgeries in the hospital, but sometimes there's a need where, you know, the real surgeries that are being handled by the public or under the public sector need to be done. Does that mean there's not adequate space?
Especially when stock availability is low or when there are marked increases in urgent cases. These measures are standard practice aimed at ensuring the equitable delivery of healthcare services. To avoid any misconceptions, I would like to clarify that the suspension of elective surgeries does not apply to all surgical procedures, but primarily affects non-urgent procedures.
So it's procedures that can be delayed. Procedures that can be delayed, you know, instead of the emergency ones, they are not emergency related. It can be delayed and pulled back. But if it's needed to be done, it needs to be done. This is not the law. This is not the what do you call that again? This is not the justice system, you know, where they're just pushing back cases, pushing, and it piling up. This is people's health you're talking about there. So I understand it might not be emergency to be done today, but if the supplies is not there, then what are they going to do? Push back your thing 2-3 months? Huh? What happens after there's some complications or something with that little surgery? Something that small. Remember the partner that went inside to the hospital to have a hand surgery? A hand surgery? No, I don't know if they were lacking proper equipment or something, or what, they decided to use the wrong equipment. They cut the boy. And the man didn't make it out the hospital, no? Hand surgery, the man going in. As if they put the man to sleep. The man don't make it out now. The man, his life form, leave him in the hospital with hand surgery. Anyways, let's continue.
That can be delayed. For example, most cases of tonsillectomy may be regarded as elective surgery. On the other hand, an emergency surgery performed to remove an inflamed or infected appendix is considered a non-elective surgery due to its necessity in addressing a medical emergency.
So that makes sense. If there's this and somebody needs the appendix removed, then the person with the appendix issue should take priority. That makes sense. The question here is, it seems like there's not enough space to do this stuff.
In conclusion, I would like to reiterate my concerns regarding the unauthorized issuance of the letter and the lack of communication and oversight in stock management.
Well, I personally believe that people have been trying to reach out and it has been falling on deaf ears. Because if there's a proper procedure and it has not been done, and there's all these letters going and people that they're sending out this information to, then that means there must have been a level of frustration which is not uncommon in Dominica. So you come in and say, oh, proper procedures, I still believe in my heart of hearts that this information went out and it fell on deaf ears. However, this individual is then stating that he has no record of documents stating, hey, things I need, you know, which I think, you know, could be part of the culture. Hey, we need something. Okay, cool. Hey, we need something. Okay, cool. Another thing missing. Hey, we need something. Okay, cool. Okay, and all right. Nothing not coming. So them following the proper procedure doesn't make any sense. Might as well put out the letter. And after putting out the letter, forcing things to happen. That's probably the best way of doing it. Guys, I'm a person that uses logic, you know. Some of you don't have logic. But I just use logic. And not just because somebody come and say nice words and speaking nice and soft as if they scare it on podium. Nice and sweet. What your mother couldn't do for you. Not forgetting they're the ones that preventing your mother from doing things for you, because they're killing the economy. But hey, nice, sweet, nice words, brothers and sisters, doesn't make a difference if there's a culture of culture of things falling on deaf ears. So I agree with whoever put this out so that this meeting can finally be done and there's a better communication. But I know that it will happen again. Hey.
The meeting I have requested between the board, CEO, and hospital medical director aims to address these issues and prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future. The Ministry of Health remains committed to providing quality health services while upholding proper governance and transparency.
You lose me on the proper governance and transparency part, eh? You lose me completely. What? Transparency of what? Proper governance of what? Not the same Prime Minister say I can fly out my little ones overseas and ask them about them in the same medical in the same medical hospital address. I can fly out my family. What about you guys? The Prime Minister telling the citizens that supposed to be in charge of, on the basis of providing necessities that they need to survive and live a fulfillment in life, asking them, what about you? The same hospital we complain about, where you say fly not the children. He say I can send my children and my family to the hospital in Dominica. No, that he said no. So therefore he knows that there have been issues with the hospital. I mean, if you're blind, you're blind. But you're not blind, deaf, and dumb. You will hear, even if you're blind. And if you can't hear, you will see. But if you can't see and you can't hear, you must feel, brothers and sisters. You must feel. I want to know how you're not going to feel. Huh? You have nerve problems? All right, then.
Thank you for your attention.
So you are to blame. Stop your dirty ways. I saw this right there. There's so-and-so. Where are we going to get some spinal needles and pethidine for PMH? No, the China Friendship Hospital. No, okay. China Hospital. There's so-and-so. We could ask MMC to get from. They should ask Melissa. Melissa, they should ask. She apparently have great ties with Saudi Arabia. Not true. Melissa, gonna ask Melissa for the funds, man. The 2 million funds. Not the loan, you know. The funds, she say. She's so happy that the Lord gave her. Boy. Yes, we could ask MMC to get from Saudi Arabia and pay with passport money, sincerely. It's pathetic in Dominica. And the doctors sit and say nothing. Is the culture, brothers and sisters? I saw another thing there. Let me just see if I can get it for you guys, and then I'll get back to you guys in a moment. I think it's Dr. Dangleben. Okay, guys, so I finally got it right there. It took me a little bit for me to get it, but I did get it definitely. You're always a researcher, so you know it rules already. I think his name is Dr. Dangleben, and of course, he has some information, I believe, on that regard. Let's take a listen.
You know, I woke up to this news about Dominica and the lack of pethidine, so no surgery will be done in the upcoming days, and no spinal needles, and it's so sad that, you know, I'm lost.
Well, no pushback surgery, so to speak. That's what they're talking about right there. Not all surgeries, but some surgeries will be pushed back.
For words, and it's interesting that Ruby Brown would put out such a letter. So let me just tell you guys quickly. I want to make this very quick. Pethidine is Demerol. Demerol has been avoided in the United States for many years.
I didn't know the pethidine and the Demerol was the same thing, but I've heard that as well.
I don't remember using Demerol for maybe at least 10 years. It has a
just like the HIFU instrument that the Skerrit is boasting on. That equipment has been frowned upon because I believe, based on what I read, it's been a while, but they say that it's not a good measurement. It's not an accurate machine. But Skerrit has been promoting, hey, we get the HIFU and HIFU stuff. But other Caribbean islands don't have these machines. This is why he's boasting and say, hey, we have the biggest or the first or whatever of the HIFU. It's not like, hey, we got it first. No, brothers and sisters. Other people have rejected it because it's not an accurate measurement. That's why. You can do your research for yourself, you know. I just do mine.
very poor profile, right? As a matter of fact, if you look up Demerol, it will tell you that, you know, there's a toxic metabolite, meaning that when it's breaking down in your system, it breaks down into a compound, normeperidine, which if you have kidney disease or liver disease, it sticks around and it increases your seizure threshold. It increases the chances of you having delirium. So it really should be avoided in any elderly patients by any means, and that has been shown. So not a lot of use in the United States anymore.
So why is Dominica using it? To the point where they're saying, hey guys, we need to restock this stuff. Hey, boy, it comes back to the people who are in charge of the medical fraternity. You know, well, they take out why is this in the McIntyre and put him a financial minister, and you have a civil engineer trying to be health minister. Boy, people doesn't do research, and we are the nature of the Caribbean, guys. But let me continue because.
Right. So why is your whole surgical caseload dependent on Demerol? There have been so many options that can be used, right? And then for anesthesia, remember, it's not just there's general anesthesia. What happened to general anesthesia, right? I mean, what about things like, you know, Versed? Right?
You talking like those people know what you're talking about. You just give a point on the thing that they want to restock that can be dangerous to people with kidney and liver problems. And they're not going to hear you. You did nature the kind where we should looking at natural medication and herbal remedies to help us in the mess, to help Dominicans, no. And to take all kind of HIFU and HIFU. All right, we all fool.
But Diprovan, there's so many different options that we use up here for conscious sedation. And to say that you're suspending all surgery because of one medication and the lack of need.
That means they're pushing that very thing. And then these people who come in to tell you take injections for Rona. These people who come in to tell you take injections for Rona. Because people, boy, don't use all your brain steel. And just worry because people in certain positions. Oh, that person in that position, so let me listen to them. Do your research. What that put me on that, brothers and sisters, I saw medical students working in, and I say I could never make these people. People, they probably can get better, no doubt about it. People can get better. But I believe that for you to have for you to be in certain fields, you have to have a natural talent for it. People can obtain certain things, just like singing. Some people have a natural talent for singing, and there are people that learn to sing. Those that learn to sing can never be better than those that have natural talent. It is almost virtually impossible, because that natural talent will always supersede, especially when that natural talent has been harbored and nurtured. The same thing comes on to the people, those who have eyes, good hand-to-eye coordination. These are the ones that should be in surgery. Me to tell me you have seizures and you go in and do surgery. What? You get my point?
It shows that your health system is a failed system.
Yes, it is.
And it's
the very fact that Prime Minister Skerrit come in and say, oh, we have HIFU and WIFU or whatever is it name. What foo? All foo. Come in and make thing, and I myself I check about how you promoting that, and other hospitals rejecting the machines. But it's only in Dominica they fooling tell these people this nonsense there. Only in Dominica. Look, Guadaji travel. and checking about what happening to Dominica. I'll do a reaction. I think I have some videos of him, you know. I think I have some videos of him, some new videos that come out. What happening to Dominica? He's asking the question. Well, we know what happening to Dominica. Scary that happening to Dominica.
Sad.
That's why Scary want to leave Dominica. That's why you want to leave, you know. You make all his children born overseas as the prime minister of a country. All your children born overseas. Your wife served not from Canada. Nah? You not French, you be nah? Okay then.
Because it seems that not just the rest of the whole world has left us behind. The whole world has left us behind, and it's just rather shameful.
Dominica should be the forefront, especially for herbal remedies. Especially for herbal remedies. We can kick out, what is his name again? Dr. Sebi. We kick out Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi was in the best place you could ever be. That's why we learn about soursop that destroying, that's scientifically proven. It destroys cancer cells, soursop. Before Dr. Sebi, I would never know. You think I can learn that in the hospital? You think them doctors going to tell you it's soursop? They come for chemotherapy.
That I'm waking up to this news. How can you run out of spinal needles and and a medication that your system depends on? How can you run out of that? But you have money to sponsor everything out there that is not related to health. Shame, 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 and I'm embarrassed.
Well, I'm embarrassed too, because I mean, I always regularly embarrassed when people asking me about Dominica. I telling them the truth, because they know the truth, and they know if I lie for them, they wouldn't trust me. That's why people trust me overseas, because I tell them the truth. Man want to come Dominica and say, hey, let me come on. I say, come on vacation first now. See how it is and see how you feel about it. And if you feel like moving, make sure you have a job overseas, because jobs in Dominica are scarce. And jobs in Dominica are scarce because look, the local people, them trying to run from Dominica. Look, some people tell me they go to Antigua. Antigua, we? Huh? You mean our water is not nice enough for you to stay Dominica? Antigua, you go in. But then again, guess what? We import in Antigua water, so it doesn't make a difference. Anyways, brothers and sisters, let me know your thoughts right there. Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. Give this video a thumbs up if you understand it. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get more videos as they tend to come through. So, about Mr. Licks on this here, BrBpTV. Don't forget to check out Mr. Licks Reacts. That include me the first comment in the comment box below, guys. And of course, remember, guys, be real, be positive.